Hello again and welcome back to our channel. This is Genevieve from the blog GracefullyHome.com, and in this video I'm sharing some of our winter routines, including staying organized with a full house and some valuable tips on how to keep our home running smoothly. I've been a homemaker for over 20 years now, and as much as I'd like to say that I've done it with grace in a spirit of contentment, unfortunately I'm not able to say that because I'm human and I struggle with a lot of things that moms and wives struggle with. Our job can feel like we're always on the go and there's not a lot of appreciation or any kind of reward that you can see right away. And for someone who lacks patience, who has gone through the Martha complex and still continues to struggle through that and the comparison game, this job can be really taxing. So today I want to encourage you and let you know that you're not alone, and we all struggle, whether it's during a deployment or for us during a battle with cancer or losing a child. Life can be hard, and being a mom, being a stay-at-home mom and a wife is a tough job. And there are days where I mess it up, and there are some days where it just feels right, and I have to hold on to those days more than the other ones and let those other ones go, because in life we're always learning and we're always growing. And here on the homestead I feel like there's so much to learn and so much to do, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. Remember that your job is important. It's one of the most important missions you can do, and you may not see the rewards right now as your children are little or going through the teen years, but eventually you will see them, and it may not be even here this side of heaven, but the rewards that you are building up are those that will have eternal value. We don't always have a hot breakfast, but when we do, it makes for a satisfying way to jumpstart our day. As mothers and wives, it comes naturally to want to help and nurture our loved ones, especially when they aren't feeling 100%. It's at that time when we're at our most vulnerable. We haven't had enough sleep. We're trying to clean and sanitize everything, and we're running on fumes, that I really appreciate the things and the routines that we do on a regular basis. Because when life gets busy and the stress level rises in our home, it's not that time to start fixing things or trying new techniques. If anything, I find that going back to basics is the most helpful. We recently went through a very bad case of the stomach virus, and half of the family got sick and half of the family didn't get sick. And so thankfully I was one that did not get sick. So I was going through the house and I was opening up windows and sanitizing all the common areas and everything that the sick ones were touching. And I was washing sheets because it was really bad, as you can imagine a stomach virus would be. Thankfully they are over it, but there were some things that really helped me during this time, especially because I didn't get as much help as I normally would because so many people were sick. So let's take a look at some of those basic, simple tasks that we do every day that can really make a difference when things are challenging at home. Having a system in place is a huge game changer. not just for new moms, but also for moms that have been doing it for a while. When my husband was deployed overseas and I had 3 children, 3 and under, keeping them fed, happy, and safe was all I could do. I automatically went to autopilot mode just to simply survive until my husband came back. And as helpful as that time can be, God did not create us to stay in that heightened sense of urgency all the time. So I continue to learn as I get older that I really need to take time for myself and to be still, to get in His Word, and to get enough sleep and try to keep the stress level to a minimum. As the morning progresses and the big kids are cleaning up after breakfast and the baby is going down for his first nap, I try to run upstairs and do different things within that small time frame. So I'm here making my bed. Sometimes I'll take some time to organize like a cupboard or a closet or sweep 1 or 2 rooms. And just by doing those small little tasks, it helps to keep our home tidy. I mentioned early on that when we started having children and they were old enough to understand, we taught them the concept of everything has a place and everything in its place. And so we would try to make it fun and tell the kids that everything has a home. So this, toy, whether it's a Lego or Duplo or a doll or a ball or something like that, that everything needs to go back to their home at the end of playtime or at the end of the day. And that worked really well when they were little. We definitely continued that on as they got older. We still use it today. Sometimes some of them need reminding, but that's okay. We're here to teach and train, and so it happens. But it is a really great way to get everyone in the family involved. So it's not just one person having to declutter or to tidy up or clean all by themselves, because nobody wants to do that. Our home is a large home. We do have a lot of bigger spaces and not a whole bunch of storage like I've mentioned before. So having things like this trunk that my dad made me several summers ago is great for housing our extra blankets and our quilts. Something that we do on a regular basis is spot clean, like in our bathrooms and also in our kitchen. It's really easy just to basically keep the cleaning supplies in the areas that you would be cleaning. So underneath the bathroom sink, underneath the kitchen sink, we have basically multiples of our natural cleaning products. I like to be able to use the antiques that I collect in a way that is pretty and you can still enjoy and appreciate the craftsmanship of the piece, but also where it's functional. So this old crock I picked up for like $50 or $60, and I use it to put our extra bath towels in. This closet got a mini makeover a couple months ago where I cleaned the inside out, sorted and donated and purged, and then I repainted the shelves. I typically will bake our sourdough bread on a Monday, so I get everything prepared the night before, which that really is also something that really helps us, and that is just getting prepped for the next day. I always tell the kids we want to set ourselves up for success. So by doing certain evening chores, it actually helps us for the next day, where we're kind of resetting it that evening, and then in the morning we can even sleep in. So here I am just kneading the dough for making our sourdough bagels and then also scoring our artisan loaf. And that way I have extra bread throughout the week, and these freeze very well. They do great in the freezer. So if I have something planned, we'll eat it that week. Or if I have a loaf already out, then I will just put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and then place it in the freezer. Here is another example of creative storage in our farmhouse. We have two closets that are in our library/TV room. There is a window seat right in between the two, and one serves as a place to put our books. This closet here was our craft closet, and it just was not working for us. So my husband just added shelves. Our farmhouse is a work in progress. There are so many areas that have not been touched that just taking the time to make it more cozy and inviting for our family, it really helps to relieve some of that stress from so many different projects and so many DIYs that are just stacked up where we don't have the time to do it ourselves, but there's in our area not a whole bunch of skilled craftsmen to help us. So unfortunately, there are a lot of projects, like I said, that need to be done, but we just can't do them, not at this point in our life and in this season of life. So my husband really encouraged me to just use what we have, try to make it nice, and do our best with what God has given us. And so that is really truly what I've been trying to do. I don't do it perfectly. I don't do it even gracefully. But the name of my blog is not Gracefully Home because I do this gracefully. It's named Gracefully Home because God's grace is sufficient. So where I am weak and where I fall short, God's grace is enough.